son is in the other room doing a live Zoom video too. So what I wanted to show you, I used to be a professional photographer, so I learned about lighting a long time ago, and want to give you a couple quick examples and then take my camera off. Hopefully that will work, and spin that around and let you see what that can look like. So one quick thing to know is you typically, in photography, when you're lighting something, you typically have one main light source. So my main light source when I'm doing this is coming, well, let's see. You can see my hands very overexposed right here. My light source is coming there. You can see the shadow on my face, right? So that is where that main light source is. And I'm gonna go ahead and pull my camera off here and show you my quick setup. Now, another thing is if you're doing a video, you can use a light source that's maybe like a window, and your lighting will be better. What you don't want to do is have your back towards a window, because then you will be something called backlit. You'll be kind of a shadow, or the camera will focus on you and you'll look like you've got like a halo or intense light coming from around you. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull off the camera here so you can see this. All right, so here is, I have two lights set up. Here's one here, and that's kind of shining back here on the background. And then I've got this light, which is the light that focuses the most on me. Sorry if this is giving you, this is making you travel sick. I guess it's probably the only travel you're going to get for a little while. And then I have another light right here, just kind of lighting up this background. You don't need all these, but what could help a lot of people is just to have a traditional, just one of these lights, which would be this light right here, which is lighting up my face. Now I want to show you one other thing, is I can take this light that's right here and I can move it more around in front of me. So as you can see, the light kind of changes as it moves to the side. Hold on one second, let me move my water somewhere else. You can see the light is kind of here, and then the light kind of goes this way, according to where I move the actual light itself. Now, don't worry about the brightness, because you can always turn that down here or there. But anyways, sorry, my son's talking, it's distracting. Oftentimes people will put a light kind of in front of them and move back. And it gives you what's called kind of a flat light, like this. Okay, so that's another option. Now, you can do this with a lamp. If you have a lamp at home, you can take a lamp and put that on your side, and put the lamp on the side of you, and you would essentially get a very similar thing. So don't feel like you've got to go buy a lot of expensive stuff. On my website, Simple Video School, let me see, hold on one second. Let me see if I can add, let me see if I can add something here with this new software I have. Okay, I guess I can't. I don't know. I'm still learning the software. Oh, here we go. Let's see. I guess not. Okay. So, anyways, I'll play with that. Regardless, so you can take a lamp, you can take a window, a couple different ways that you can do this and get your lighting how you want it. Also, if you have a light like I have, you can just turn the intensity down. You know, you can turn it like this and get it brighter, darker, whatever. And so that's kind of another option on your lighting. One thing I did not show you is that in my area here, I use a couple of blackout curtains. So these are just pieces of fabric. I just went to the store and got them cut. I closed my windows and I turned that on, and that just gives me a little bit of, it lets me control the actual light coming in. So that's another option you can do if you're in your home office or office. The other thing is this: I have my overhead light turned off, and the reason I have it turned off is because I don't want that overhead light hitting me. So I'm going to turn that on for you really quickly. You can see how badly that looks. Let me also turn these other ones off too. Turn that one off. Well, okay, the reason I went crazy overexposed there is because now this light that's happening over here is my camera is considering that way brighter. So I'm going to turn that one back on. And then I'm going to turn this light, the second light over here off so you can see that.
That was my dad. That was probably my dad.
So you can see, let's see, over here, that went darker. So again, you don't have to have all of these. You don't have to have all of these different lights, but I'm just giving you a couple of options of things you can do if you're wanting your lighting to improve a little bit at your location. Let me do one last thing. I'm going to turn on this overhead light. Now, the reason I use a light right here is because sorry, it's distracting to hear him in there. The reason I use this light instead of overhead light is because overhead lights typically give you a shiny head right here and shine a super heavy shine on your nose. Let me turn this overhead light on. You can kind of see. Other thing is this becomes a more powerful light when I turn that one on. And because I wear a hat a lot, it makes that shade over my face gets kind of ugly lighting wise too. So I do this, then I have this shine right there. So that is why I use these other lights. And then my camera will adjust to that. Anyways, if you have any questions on setting things up, you can just use one of these lights. I've got these are $60-ish, and they're pretty inexpensive little LED lights. You can get them, if you go to my website, simplevideoschool.com, you can see these lights. You can purchase those straight from Amazon. But again, if you don't have the budget for that right now, you can either use a window or you can use a like a lamp, kind of more powerful lamp. But you might need to darken. Thank you. Hey, Mark. Thank you. Let me see if Mark. There we go. That's nice. Again, though, if you wind up just using a lamp or something like that, you might want to turn the lights off in your room. And just again, make sure that your back is not to a window, because that will make it harder for the camera to show you well. There's one other thing I was going to say. Make sure that you're not like sitting at a desk and you have a bank of windows behind you, because that's just not as good looking. So anyways, we're all working in a different way. We're all the way we're doing things oftentimes right now is not optimal, but some people I know are trying to up their game a little bit just on their live streaming and how they're kind of lighting things. And the other thing too is there are things I would like to do different, and I'd like to put a couple of kind of lights, gel lights back here, like kind of red and other stuff like that. I'll look at those. I'll look into that. And keep, Mark says, I have 2 lamps on either end of my desk that work well for me. There you go. So Mark is using lamps, which I was saying earlier, that's another good option. And one thing, if you are using lamps, if you have the lampshade on them, you may need to pull the lampshade off, and that'll give you a more powerful light. Just make sure that it is it's not too bright on you. You can move the light away a little bit if you need to. And there's one other thing on that regarding that. So your light source, you don't want your light source to be super low. I'm going to see if I can do this here. Because I have a hat, I need to trying to get rid of Mark's comment about I look good. That's not vanity. I don't know how to get rid of that right now. But because of, here, I'll do this. I'll show this one. You want your light to be, I'm trying to think of it exactly. You want your light to be coming from up a little bit and down a little bit. The reason why you do that, ideally it would be a little more like this, right over here. But the reason why you do that is you don't want to do what's called ghoul lighting. Let's see if I can do that. If you're lit like this, that would be bad, not very pleasant. So again, kind of impromptu way to show you this, but just ran into a couple examples of some people who were kind of wondering about that, and I thought I would show that. So just a finalized recap, you can do your light off about 45 degrees to you if you want to, or you can put it kind of in front of you. Let me turn this, I can turn this down. Hold on one second. Turn this down here. Spin my light. If you want more of a flat light like this, that's an option. You just need to obviously make sure that you've got it set up where people can't see the actual light in there. So that's one way you can do it. Back from my photography days, I just like a little more offset light. That's just kind of what I like. And then also, if you've got a 6-month-old that keeps staying up at night, the way you light things, people can really notice the bags under your eyes. Anyways, hope that was helpful. Thought I'd hop on here and just give you a quick little lighting tutorial, and maybe that helps you out in some way. That is it. I appreciate you watching. Let me know if you have any questions down below.